Hello everyone, I hope that you are having a good Wednesday. I thought for this week I would stay in the book of Proverbs, so I have today's lesson and then tomorrow, which is the last video I do, which is Thursday. And I found another good section, it would be Proverbs 7. And this is warning about extramarital affairs. So yesterday I did one talking about immoral men or women. And, that could be for, regardless whether you're married, you're single, teenager, whatever, just avoiding people who are going to ruin your life through immoral living. And this one really talks about more so a married. And so I thought this was a good one, and I will get right into it. So it says, "Follow my advice, my son. Always treasure my commands. Obey my commands and live. Guard my instructions as you guard your own eyes. Tie them to your fingers as a reminder and write them deep within your heart." So it's not just about reading the Word of God, but being doers of the Word of God. So memorizing it, getting it deep in your mind, in your body, your spirit, and recalling it for when you exactly need it, which would be this situation. "Love wisdom like a sister. Make insight a beloved member of your family. Let them protect you from an affair with an immoral woman, from listening to the flattery of a promiscuous woman." So stopping there. So it's saying treat wisdom like you would a close family member. Loving wisdom, seeking it out, spending time learning it, okay? And protecting you from the immoral man or the immoral woman, because we know that affairs can go both ways, okay? "When I was at the window of my house looking through the curtain, I saw some naive young men, and one in particular who lacked common sense. He was crossing the street near the house of an immoral woman, strolling down the path by her house. It was at twilight and in the evening as deep darkness fell. The woman approached him, seductively dressed and sly of heart. She was the brash, rebellious type, never content to stay at home. She is often in the streets and at the markets, soliciting at every corner. She threw her arms around him and kissed him, and with a brazen look she said, I've just made my peace offerings and fulfilled my vows. You're the one I was looking for. I came out to find you, and here you are." So stopping right there, okay? So this is a woman that has a habit, a man or a woman who has a habit of seducing people for, their own monetary gain, their own sexual gain, whatever it may be, but their road is to destruction. They're out there seeking this. There are so many, things online now that people can go to and just pay to see a man or a woman, do whatever. And that is, you may not be leaving your house, but you are spiritually leaving your house, going and doing that. So it's saying be warned about a man or a woman with this kind of character. And notice that she even puts in here, I've made my peace vows and fulfilled my vows and my peace offerings, acting like she's, good or something, because that's kind of religious terms right there. And then it says, "You're the one I was looking for. I came out to find you, and here you are. My bed is spread with beautiful blankets, with colored sheets of Egyptian linen. I've perfumed my bed with myrrh, aloes, and cinnamon. Come, let us drink our fill of love until morning. Let's enjoy each other's caresses, for my husband is not at home. He's away on a long trip, and he's taken a wallet full of money with him and won't return until later this month." So this is a married woman, and she's got it all ready. She's got her bed ready for an affair. She's worked out the timeline. He's not coming back. He brought a bunch of money with him. So here's a married woman. And there are sites out there that are specifically catered to married people so that they can cheat with another married person on their spouse. And in fact, it was hacked a certain amount of years ago, and I think a bunch of names were going to get released, and people were panicking about that. Okay, and then continuing on in verse 21. So she seduced him with her pretty speech and enticed him with her flattery. He followed her at once like an ox going to the slaughter. He was like a stag caught in a trap, awaiting the arrow that would pierce his heart. He was like a bird flying into a snare, little knowing that it would cost him his life. So listen to me, my sons, and pay attention to my words. Don't let your heart stray away towards her. Don't wander down her wayward path, for she has been the ruin of many, many men who have been her victims. Her house is the road to the grave, and her bedroom is the den of death. And that's the end of the Proverbs 7. So notice that it all starts out with steps. Okay, it starts out again with, flattery, all right? It starts out with, luring someone in, with temptation, with, preparing themselves, looking good, maybe, dressed in a manner that is alluring, perfume, getting the whole place ready, brazen looks, it says, throwing their arms around, kissing, all of these things are just bringing into a net of total destruction, okay? And then, planning the whole entire thing out, planning on cheating on her husband. Think about the husband if he came home early. That could be the death of the man and her. We've heard many stories of like that in the news where that kind of thing has occurred, okay? And then enticing him with her pretty speech, flattering them with words that maybe are true or not, and then likening them to animals who are going to the slaughter, who are going to be caught in a trap and killed. And that's exactly what is going to happen to people that go into the trap. They're likely, they could be killed by an angry husband or wife. They could, lose their husband or wife in a divorce. Like I said yesterday, lose their children, their livelihood. Look at how many TV personalities recently have been caught, governors, news anchors who were caught doing these things. They kept thinking, oh, nothing's going to happen to me. Their career completely destroyed. And, even in the past years, and then spouses found out and left them, and these people were never the same again. You see them walking around years later. A lot of them look old, tired, disheveled, and depressed. And that's because none of this was worth it, okay? And like it says, the very last one, she has been the ruin of many, many men and have been her victims. Her house is the road to the grave, and her bedroom is the den of death. So maybe if we, all keep these words in mind, a den of death, a road of death and destruction, and asking the Lord if, to, protect us from temptation, guard our hearts and mind when we see that temptation ever come in, to immediately flee. Resist the devil and he will flee from you. Draw near to God and he will draw near to you. And, confessing sins, getting cleansed, and walking on the right path. It will be the betterment of your life. It will be the betterment of your family's life, and it will not lead to, by following the Lord and his ways, it will lead to wholeness, happiness, security. So that's another good warning from the book of Proverbs. And I will end it with tomorrow's video about what is a good wife. So God bless, and hope you have a good evening.